he mentioned positively that I did it out of the fear of you. So Allah Azza wa Jal said, then I have forgiven you. You did this out of fear, I have forgiven you. You are forgiven. So, point to note is that even if a person, as I'm saying, doesn't get contact with the teacher, the mashayikh, and others, then Allah is there. Connect with Allah. And best of you know up to now, do your best. And then Allah Azza wa Jal deals with. But coming back to the point that if a person is in this job of mentorship or help, actually, then like Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh rahimahullah says that there is not a prescribed time. It's difficult in the sense actually that a person is not only guiding the person in the worldly matter because their matters can be seen, others can help. This is like in the unseen world, in ghaib, and also through the matters of unseen. And there are so many things working against. So that person should be really equipped and alert, actually, as much as they can. That's what one of the purpose of these sessions are, that actually that you are clear as much as, and the more you will be clear, the more clarity you can pass on. The more you will be clear, it will be better for you, better for the others. Then he said that a mentor, a guide, or a person who is doing amar bil ma'ruf, nahy anil munkar, advising people, seekers, is helping and supporting physically and spiritually all the time. And he said that the mashayikh actually, mashayikh mean who are masters of this path, meaning actually who are like all encompassing. One is you have one aspect, okay, you can teach fiqh, or you can teach tazkiyah, or you can teach an organ, you can give zikr, okay, then actually you can do this, other things. One is all in one. That's the shaykh actually, that who is all in one, meaning actually regarding the spiritual, the physical, the tariq part, and all scenarios can be actually achieved. And then, as I said, actually, everyone, because the Prophet ﷺ asked us, commanded us, Ballighu anni walau ayah, that even one sentence you should pass to others. So whatever the mentors, or they know, they're trained, okay, they pass that to others. Once they learn more, then they actually get more, they're more, etc. Because no, they are obliged to do more than they know, or more than what they can. No, the others, the mentees are supposed to do more than what they can. They are also so taking an actually steady and easy and practical way. So he said, planning to ensure that he does not, does not fall in complete lap of nafs and shayateen. This is like a 24-hour role, every minute of every week. A high caliber sheikh. So now he's saying, Abdul Aziz Dabbagh referring to the high caliber sheikh, actually special, even spiritually continuing to support him even after his apparent departure by the izn of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said if the person, Allah gives him tawfiq and is very, mashallah, high caliber mashayikh, that they even after physical departure, they also actually are connected, can be connected and support with du'as and things. So Anbiya and Awliya are like this. And he said that they are such people that thinking about them, they think about seekers. They should think about him making dua for his or her spiritual and worldly well-being, planning to ensure that they do not fall into a complete lap of shaitan. So this is actually one of the parts of the role. A seeker can never truly appreciate what favor a sheikh does for him. A high caliber sheikh may watch over a seeker hundreds of times in an hour. meaning spiritual, that is in a spiritual sense. The guide is almost restless until and unless the seeker arrives in the circle of safety and can remain steadfast on the path and Sharia. As the seeker may have proved to the Shaykh beyond any reasonable doubt via various modes of testing that he can withstand the nafs and trickery of shaitan coupled with dunya over a period of time. Then only by mercy of Allah and faith from the Mashayikh where the seeker can remain steadfast, as there is a light of protection over his life too. A seeker may error, fall into error, as no one is masoom except Anbiya. But he or she returns to the Lord very quickly with tawbah. The seeker does not commit any major detrimental error or sin, nor remain stubborn in the mistake either. So he's mentioning that how the seeker and the shaykh, the role is, and how the seeker should be, and when they are even advanced, that what type of behavior they should be actually having. So one of the things which the mentees or anyone who wants to start the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they need to be clear of the purpose, the reality. And reality can be explained simply or at length and in depth as well of the path and the Sirat-e Mustaqim. Allah Jalla Majduhu on various parts in the Quran have elaborated on this. But for us simply to start with, for our own clarity and for the seeker clarity, there are two verses of the Quran, two parts of the Quran we use. One is where the kalima, there is one part of the Quran where La ilaha illallah, and then there is Muhammadur Rasulullah. So this is part of Quran. Then there is that verse, وَمَا خَلَقَتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. So these two, and coupled with Surah Al-Asr, which I mentioned in the beginning, they clarify to a larger extent and the purpose and clarity. So La ilaha illallah and وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ, they are referring to the same thing. Wama means actually, and we have not created who? Jinn and human beings. So this wama we have not created, and in the kalima la, that there is no one worthy of making God and purpose of your life. So this is where one should focus first and then actually mention other things actually after. So how that la ilaha, so stopping there, that no one is worthy of worship, and when no one is worthy of worship, no one is worthy of making objective of life, purpose of life. So what does that mean? That now one should clarify everything that and bring in everything which a person possibly is making or can make a purpose of life. So in that one can say that everything is included. Look, in that yourself is, you are not yourself, you're God. You are nafs, firstly, that get out of this shell that which we are in sometimes, that we consider ourselves the purpose, that me, I am the purpose. So in that sense, the person is trying to use the people, and also sometimes they are in this mindset, they want to use the pious people for their purpose, and the Prophet ﷺ and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Jalla wa ala, making them the center, and he just try to use others rather than actually making them the purpose and using oneself and abilities. So this a person can fall into this trap. So one by one, you can, every mentor, they can write a list for them what they think appropriate for the people that these days, what purpose they are making. For example, this days of technology or previous times it was different. But in essence, they are mostly the same thing. Some, as I said, firstly to negate that if you have to make sure and believe and wake up to this reality that you yourself are not the purpose and ma'bood and maqsood. So forget about from yourself that I don't feel like doing this or I this and I etc. etc. These I only come when you have made the purpose. So getting out your personal likes and dislikes and feelings and emotions and things, okay, they are there, but they are not the ma'bood. Secondly, you can mention, for example, this dunya. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ. You are not created for dunya. La ilaha. Dunya is not ma'bood. In dunya many things come, then actually women come in dunya, money come in dunya, business come in dunya, ego, that is part of the self, politics come in dunya, fame and name, all these actually things come in dunya. So on that basis, you have to negate them. They are not your purpose. You have to get out, because otherwise they will hold you down. Sooner or later, they'll hold you down. After 1 month, you'll say, oh, I started dhikr, I started to become pious, and my business is going down. So first day you came for this reason. Oh, I started this, my wife actually does not like me anymore. Okay, that's not the purpose. Yeah, this is going on with the dunya anyway thing. Other thing, for example, my friends left me. They were not your. You see, if a person does not clarify after 6 months, 1 month, they are going to come back with all this, or this is happening, or this is happening, or I am suffering from this, or my illness has come, or this has come. Because why? Because the first day I did not fully make clear to this person that what really you are coming for and what you are created for and what your purpose is. So that person will come again and again with the same thing, and you will be just saying, okay, brother, no, be patient, or etc. This is a test and thing, etc. He should be clear from the first day, and after that it can be just a reminder that you already know what the deal is actually. This is the thing. So wama, and not, we have not created, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ma khalaqtu, I have not created, wama khalaqtu, not created. For what? Why it's mentioned not? So that firstly, negation is necessary. Jinnah wal, a human being and thing. So for what they have not been created is to be covered beforehand, and what they have been created, what is purpose of their life, that is to be covered after. Because otherwise there will be a mumble jumble, meaning the true purpose they will have and the false purposes they have. So there will be mixture. There's sometime going for this, sometime going for this, sometime for the true ones, some time for the fake ones. So that person will have a problem really at the very root of his path, which it will sever him again and again, bring him back, etc. So you need to be hyper-focused on actual thing, and the other thing have its role, then it can be mentioned to them as well. So normally you have to negate these things. For example, what worldly status and these things, that if it's going down, it doesn't matter. You did not come to us for this. Where there are people who are not on the path to Allah, They are getting worldly fame. And they're they're homeless on the streets as well. They are not path of Allah. They are beggars who are not closer to Allah. They are kings who are not closer to Allah. So that is not relevant. Relevant is that we should be seeing that you are actually aiming and getting closer towards the purpose which you came for, the reason which you came for, not for other thing. So normally it is, as I said, actually worldly fame and name. Sometimes it is fear of future, fear of poverty, fear of actually losing people, losing friends, losing spouses, losing children. Oh, they are fitna, they are test actually, they are not be. If you make those things in your sequence purpose, you fit in them, then actually they are going to bring. Then it is sometime a need. You have a need. Oh, I wanted to have my own house. I want to own my own car. I want to own my own business. I wanted to actually get this visa. There can be 1 million needs. And there can be also some desires as well. So that you are not here for these things. There are other people, as I mentioned, outside, they have needs and desire, good and bad, and they are doing this thing. Here you are focusing on one diamond, one crystal clear thing actually. Yeah. And then there are emotions. Person have emotional self. A person may where feelings come. So a person might say, oh, I don't feel like, oh, I was feeling very excited, now the excitement is gone. So these things, but these are passing actually phases of emotions. They come and go. If you are walking this path, on this basis is very weak ground you are actually standing on. Because feeling change, emotions change, people might actually wind you up or whatever. So if you are following, you make emotions you are ma'bood, and needs you are ma'bood and maqsood, or for that sake actually greed that can also become actually one's reward, peace, paradise. They all can't be ma'bood. You have to make this clear to them. Look, none of them is ma'bood and maqsood. That there's only one maqsood and ma'bood, and everything else is negated. We don't worship or have relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that these are things are ma'bood, these are not the stations in the way that you stop and make them your purpose. Because all these things are not within our choice. Similarly, worldly status, similarly, spiritual status even. Look what happened with Shaitan was not because of worldly status or dunya or women or fame or name and things of dunya. It was the fame and name in the spiritual world. So many people get out of that trap of dunya, they fall into the trap of spirituality, fame and name. Now they want spiritual. So firstly they want to be counselor and minister and whatever, for example. And now they want to be higher status in whatever spiritual. They want to be qutab or abdal, or they want to become this or have spiritual rank or whatever. So fall into the same. Only the names have changed. The reality is same. Meaning they are never ma'bood. They are never their ultimate aim or worthy of worship. So ruhani darajat, karamat, miracles, mukashifat, visions, and also closeness, actually, even closeness to something is not the purpose. Our purpose is la ilaha illallah, closeness. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that was the point of shaitan, that why Adam al-Islam more closer to Allah than me. He made this purpose, and see what's happening. And many of you, I want to be closer to to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, if Rasulullah sallallahu wants to keep you away, that's fine. That is the purpose. Is following the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Mashayikh want to, let's say they, like many times want, for example, a person to go in another country, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Sayyidina Muaz ibn Jabal to Yemen, or someone, or served someone to jihad, someone to service, someone to cleaning. He shouldn't be self-adopted. No, I want to do this. I feel comfortable with this. I can feel comfortable with this person. Maybe the Shaykh, or actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by His will has put you closer to a person so that your negativity comes out and you can cure and you can purify. So Adam alayhi salam was created there, here dunya, and taken to heaven in Jannah, closer. Shaitan was closer so that his evil, his negativity comes out and he can actually be cured for it. But he, rather than curing himself by submission and cutting the actually ropes of kibr, he rather actually stood up. So when a person says, "Oh, I can't get on with this person. I'm comfortable with this A person, this B person," your evilness will stay with you, because that's you are comfortable with that person. That person doesn't say anything, or is not a threat as to you. So sometimes the purpose is to bring you together in order actually so that a person comes out. So meaning a person should not choose, basically. That's what Islam means, actually. So all this, La ilaha illallah, are the definition of Islam. Islam, submission, meaning submission. Submission, what submission? Submission of the mind, submission of the body, submission of the thought, submission of the heart, submission of the emotion, submission of the desire, submission of the nafs, submission of the ruh, meaning everything you are submitting, and then you get the power, the help of Allah Jalla Majduhu, and the light and things. Because once all this, my choices end, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal's power and His fairs and His blessings, that actually replace it. So persons are revived now with actually the divine help and the divine light. Firstly, he was trying to survive with shaitana, an egoistic actually line. So even qurb, closeness, actually, and things like this. So as I said, that these change seeker to seeker. You can, when a person is mentoring someone, they can know what job they do, what kind of thing they involve in, etc., etc. So specifically mentioning not all this list, but specifically focusing on this La ilaha. Firstly, we should get over this. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ. So once this is done, then actually comes illallah, or ya illa liya'budun. That who is it then? Purpose. All these things you have negated is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Jalla Majduhu Himself. So that's where you should be, your yardstick, your criteria of judgment. So la ma'buda illallah, la maqsuda illallah, la matluba illallah, la masjuda lahu illallah. All these things. Ma khalaqatul jinna wal insa. So after negating, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that what you have, that is your purpose, liya'budun. And then there is some detail of that purpose, that what is ibadah, and what basis your relationship should be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Jalla Majduhu. Now, ये तो हो गया ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a summary of that, how you are going to fulfill this purpose. So la ilaha negates what is not your purpose, illallah exclusive, what is your purpose? And Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how to now live out, that purpose. And that's also mentioned in three words, Muhammad, Rasul, Allah. And that person have to be explained. Look, Muhammad here means the Prophet ﷺ, but at the same time it means the praised one. Muhammad means praised. This means the one who you should be following should have praiseworthy life, praiseworthy traits, praiseworthy conduct, praiseworthy akhlaq, praiseworthy actually behavior. Because many a time people are believing la ilaha illallah and then they choose a wrong model for themselves. So that person should be a watered down version, reflection of the Prophet ﷺ. That's what one is trying to become oneself as well. So Muhammad and Rasul refers to, Rasul means the messenger, meaning that person's job and role is to deliver the message. And he's messenger, and messenger means that he brings the message of someone. So he guides by the divine light, the divine revelation, not of his own ideas. I think we should do this, I think we should do this, and I think we should do this, etc. And who should be he representing? And the message, because many people, shaitan can send messages, people can send messages. Allah, the last word, Allah refers to Allah. The same one, Allah, is where your purpose is. You see, La ilaha illa Allah, yani Allah is at the end. And Muhammad, Rasul, and then the word Allah is at the end. So see, these are matching the purpose and the one who have the authority how to fulfill that purpose is Allah Azza wa Jal. So he sends Rasul, messenger, and that is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So both ways you can look. From here, Muhammad, we actually approach him, and he is the messenger, and we can get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But from other side, actually, Allah is the one who, the ultimate aim. Rasul, he is the one actually who sent this messenger, and who is he? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Purpose of your life, purpose of the path, purpose of your creation, and Muhammadur Rasulullah, how to fulfill and live out that purpose. Rest, as I said, actually, inshallah, we'll be discussing, we'll be going in some detail, the necessary structure, the skeleton structure of the Muhammadan path. Because if the Prophet ﷺ is the one who showed us and who is the last and final messenger to this path, so we cover at least actually the basic foundation and skeleton of his teaching, and then on that basis a person can. So this should be easy to explain to them, and also if they ask, or we want to tell other people what we are learning, mention simply, say, La ilaha illallah, you know, yes. Muhammadur Rasulullah, you know, yeah, this is what you need to be telling. That Allah is what I'm following, making Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala my purpose. La ilaha, not making money, fame, name, negating. This is not, I'm not in this race, I'm in the race toward getting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Muhammadur Rasulullah, the how I'm going to achieve, I'm going to follow and love and become an embodiment of the Sunnah, and simple as that. So, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ also refers to that I have not created jinn and human being but to worship me. وَمَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمُ الرِّزْقَ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ. Second part actually refers to again that in no way anyone should think that they are benefiting or harming Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In all this following, only I benefit. Only I am the beneficiary, or I am the harmed one. Allah does not get harmed. Even if you do shirk, Allah, no harm comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Harm comes to you because you are doing zulm. You are being unjust to yourself and denying the greatest authority and the greatest, the being the creator, and actually becoming blasphemous. You are the actually one who are being harmed, not Allah Jalla Majduhu. Nor we can benefit. So we should get out of this mindset, okay, that we are not we are all the time we are benefiting ourselves. Yes, when we benefit ourselves, it pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. Allah has created us for himself. So he is pleased that these people are doing something which is for their benefit. Like any mother, without any similitude, as Allah does not have example, any mother, father, they are happy their children are progressing. If they are getting a degree, they are going to benefit. If they are married, they are going to benefit, not the parents as such. But they are happy on the success of the thing. If they don't, then the parents are displeased, not because harming them, they are harming themselves. They themselves might have a successful life, but the children are failing, so they are upset with them. So they are not harmed, but actually they are upset just actually that they are not achieving, the children. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Jalla Majduhu is pleased when we are achieving, and when we don't achieve and when we fail, Allah Azza wa Jalla displeased with us that He has given us such a great opportunity, and then we are abusing things. So Muhammadur Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the one from whom a person should be learning to live and die. Live and die. You are a creation. The Anbiya Ikram, all of them are leaders. Awliya Allah, they are the one who you should be learning from, because they also teach the same path, the path of Anbiya, which is Islam, Sirat Mustaqim. And learning from others is not worthwhile. It's like eagles. Eagles do not learn flying from chickens. They shouldn't. So if you are learning to live life, or this is a business tycoon, I want to live a life. This is an actor, I want to learn how to live. This is a person who is very successful in politics. Their example compared to Anbiya are like chickens. I mean, you don't learn flying. You are Bani Adam, creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is a superior creation. You should be only learning from whom you superior to you, which is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the highest ever version of human being and any creation. You higher than angels, higher than malaika and everything. So those people who are learning from others, as I say, they are like eagle learning, taking flying lessons from chickens. So obviously they are doomed, because actually they will be doomed sooner or later, because their capability of flying will be very actually decapacitated, and they will actually living life like chicken, and any cat or dog will come and eat them up. That's what's happened when you learn to take flying lessons from others, people of living this life. Then any shaitan, any other person, evil will come and consume you, and there is end of your story, and disaster begins. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to actually benefit from the and to realize, because our life is very short, and it's going towards the end as well. So up to now, if anyone wants to ask any question regarding what has been said, and only this topic actually is, they may do, so that you understand that mainly it's been mentioned as you saw that what is the role and what is the first thing which you should be teaching, not making things complicated for people. Simply, even if you give dawah to anyone, first thing should be La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Mentioning this is, you don't need to mention tariq, the name of this or whatever. That is our dawah, that is our invitation. Unfortunately, we have not appreciated that when we say Islam has 5 pillars. So first one is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, or witnessing, giving shahada. So that was the actual foundation, that first thing we are taught what is purpose of life. And how we can fulfill the purpose by following whom? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness Allah is the ma'bood, maqsood, purpose. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger who show how to fulfill that purpose. But we only read that as a reward or just as a words, just as a litany, not understanding that how a bigger thing this has been given. So before any salah, zakah, hajj or amal, Allah has said, firstly clarify what your purpose is, how it is going to be fulfilled, then the rest starts actually after.
So, brothers, anyone who would like to ask any questions specifically regarding the topic, then you should put your hand up. So you should be asked to be regarding the topic that we discussed, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Ustad, I'm not an ustad per se, but I'm trying to bring people to the majlises. And what I find time and time again, as far as I understand it, we come to yourself, the Sheikh or the ustad, you take us to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam takes us to Allah, and constantly we're told the objective is the pleasure of Allah. But many people are content in the Sunnah only, and to the point a family member pointed this out, like yourself said, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Apparently, some scholars have said sometimes you can get away with not saying La ilaha illallah, but Muhammadur Rasulullah is the main, like you said, it's Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Allah. So they're content just in the Sunnah, but not seeking Allah, and I don't understand that. Am I mistaken or?
You see, if they are following the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sunnah of the Prophet Islam automatically takes a person to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if they are following, they say we are following the Prophet, I don't know they are following or not, but if they are following, that is sufficient, I don't need to disturb them. But are they following the Sunnah really? Meaning, Sunnah means to make the purpose of life, Allah, this is Sunnah. To purify yourself, actually, using your body like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is Sunnah. To use mind like the Prophet Islam, this is Sunnah. To actually use your heart like the Prophet Islam, this is Sunnah. To use your nafs like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is Sunnah. To earn like Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, to live like, so if they are doing that is good. We don't need to disturb them. Alhamdulillah, they do very good. May Allah give them success. But they need to know what is this, meaning the Sunnah, integral part of Sunnah, the very foundational, and then, alhamdulillah, they are, can be guided further if they want so. But if they are doing good and well, mashallah, may Allah bless them.
Do you have anyone else? Please raise your hand. The good family come with the mic.
We'll take one or two feedback as well, one or two, one person, especially if it is related to the topic, and that's more beneficial.
So, time now for feedback, so meaning that what experience you had in the Muraqabah and Isha prayer,
and when they come for this majlis now for some week, maybe 8-10 weeks, I'll be covering this, they should be focusing on learning the path to Allah, even in Muraqabah, even in yeah.
So the actual guidance or any advice regarding that? Alhamdulillah, it's good to hear the description, but main thing actually the guidance given. That's important. Sure.
Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Umar and I'm from Bolton. as soon as I transferred, I saw yourself. I saw the blessed teachers sat where they're sitting, and I walked over and I gave salam and I gave apologies for being late. And Hasab then he gave salam and they said, you may sit down. After sitting down, Hasab he gave the analogy where there was like a bucket. So there's like three buckets, and there was like one was full of gold, one was just normal stones, and the other one was mud. And Hasab then mentioned that the purpose of these buckets is that we have something that gets transferred into something. So the gold is that nothing got transferred. With the pebbles, nothing got transferred, but with the soil, there was still something ended up getting transferred, and it was like clear water. And then Hasab then mentioned that look. Is that people you're running for gold, but it's got that it didn't end up getting transferred into anything. So it's somewhat useless. Also the pebbles they're there, and there was loads there, but it didn't get transferred. It was useless. But what people think that's sort of irrelevant, or is sort of just the i.e. soil. That's ended up getting transferred into clear water, and they mentioned that this is the actual the purpose, and this is how we sort of do it. I didn't really understand much, but Jazakallah.
सही और कोई
Assalamualaikum. Upon transferring, when we went to Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh's Mazar, I seen there were light that came out from Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh's, and there was 4 other people who were there. They were from different, each of them were from different schools of teaching, and I seen light coming from Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh's Mazar onto these people. From here, in terms of the mentoring, now I've realized that Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh from the Mazar is still acting and holding the duty as a mentor. Then when they took us to Medina, I gave salam to the Prophet ﷺ and kept in mind what salam is, where one's deen and the Quran and the adab is safe inside of us and in this generation. And then when yourself came and took me out of the Mazar and said the Prophet ﷺ is very happy now. When I asked why, yourself mentioned that your seed of concern for the Ummah has been planted, now it will grow by the guidance of the Mashayikh. And yourself said that the concern of the Ummah is one of the most important imperative qualities that the mentor should have. And if I can ask one question, is in terms of the mentoring, to stay safe from qualities like arrogance and ego when giving someone else dawah, and to stay clear, would it be best to be on, for example, start the humbleness sheet and then start mentoring another person just to stay safe from arrogance and ego growing in oneself? Jazakallah.
Okay. MashaAllah. You see, mentoring or serving is like actually a postman comes to give you a post or letter, meaning actually. So he's doing his job actually. So he's delivering money, let's say, to you. So the money who have sent, they are the one who actually are sender, and to you who is being delivered, that person. So the other one is actually a medium, just conveying and serving. I mean, they have not been showed for of anything, but they are doing service. If their service is accepted, they will, inshallah, by the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala jalla maytu. But it is not anything actually that assures a person any status or anything. It is a matter of stuff like we do salah, we do zakah, similarly we do this as well. And if Allah Azza wa Jalla accepts, it's by the fadl of Allah. If not, we really deserve it not to be accepted. So arrogance comes then when you achieve something. When I'm saying that we have not achieved something, we are yet actually making something. Once if I make up this class and then I present to someone, okay, then it's a very, very good, or then I can say, oh, okay, there's possibility, When I have not made, it's not been presented yet, nor it's been acknowledged, there's no question about self-likeness or arrogance, because yes, there should be a question about foolishness. Okay, this person have not actually done anything that's presented, it's not validated, and they are saying I am passed before the exam paper is. So the question should not be of arrogance, should be of foolishness, that why a person is behaving foolishly. Because here we are trying to make something out of ourselves and others. So these personalities like cups will be presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. And He will say, yes, this is right, this is right. Then it is occasion to be happy and think that way. Before that, everyone is in the same boat, actually. So that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned that this world is not worthwhile, life is worthwhile making any decision, because he said many times a person is so pious, so righteous, everyone is a wali. And Prophet Islam said, he is like a one hand span from Jannah. He's almost a Jannati person. He lives very close. Then he does something silly, evil, whatever, using his freedom of will, becomes a person of hell. Because actually, this dunya, can happen. Similarly, the other case, a person is people think he is very bad person, evil, hellish person. He definitely deserves hell. And definitely he's going there as well, meaning he's just very, very close. And then he does something, for example, he does tawbah or something, some other good deed, and his situation changes. So really, if a person thinks little bit and reflects, question of arrogance, self-likeness never should appear, because that should be after when someone has achieved something. Let's say you have a car, okay, that's this very, very good car, and think, oh, I have built a house is complete, it's very nice, beautiful, I have clothes. So the question, yes, is. But when the car has not been made, the clothes have not been worn, no achievement have been actually made, nor it has been acknowledged. So where is it? This, I won't say it's arrogance, it's a foolishness, actually, which is actually coming in the person. When price has not been put yet, the product has not been manufactured fully, it has not reached the end line, quality control. You see, still raw material is being made. So all we are here is in state of raw material things we are trying to build, they get demolished, then we build. Final product will be at the time of death. Then it will be seized. That is recorded, and that vision or that state is seized. Okay, that's what he has made at the end. That's the final picture. That will be presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not the pictures before. So before you were beautiful or you were not, or what, doesn't matter. It's the final picture. In the final picture, if you are beautiful, that's fine. Then Allah Azza wa Jal may acknowledge and so it's not about what you were before, what you were in the middle or whatever. It's a final version. People make movies, films. They are doing all kind of acting, all kind of struggling, traveling, they're acting out. And then actually the final version and it comes in the public, it's shown to the institution, and then the public say, oh yeah, we like it very much actually. Then there is possibility, okay, the actors or the director might say, yeah, I have achieved, and some acknowledgement and some fame and name. But not before when it is being made or anything like this. So ye cheez hai. So mentorship or actually scholarship or studentship or worship is all part of the same, actually, you may say, necklace, that they are preparation, they are doing, you are working, carving. But what will be the final result, outcome and product you can present to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wo hai, that's what. And after that, it's worthwhile. Actually, when Allah said in the Quran even, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ, whoever will have their book of deeds, because it will be beautiful, forgiveness in the right hand, فَيَقُولُ هَا مُقْرَأُ كِتَابِيَهْ, and he will say to other people, yes, look, what wonderful fadl Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has upon me, and look at my cup, look at my achievement and certificate. Inni zanantu anni. Then he can say, I used to think, I used to believe I will meet Allah one day. That's what I did. Yeah, then it's worthwhile. فَهُوَ فِي عَيْشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. Allah says, then he will be in a very good life state of life, and فِي جَنَّةٍ عَالِيَةٍ, the highest heaven. And actually, قُطُوفُهَا دَانِيَةٍ كُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا هَنِيئًا بِمَا أَسْلَفْتُمْ فِي الْأَيَّامِ الْخَالِيَةِ. Enjoy and eat and drink because of what you have been doing. So now is the time to actually be happy and thankful and things. ठीक है, जज़ाकुमुल्लाह। सुब्हानक अल्लाहुम्मा व बिहम्दिका नशहदु अन ला इलाहा इल्ला अंता नस्तगफिरुका व नतूबु इलैक।
Something to happen to me, but this waiting comes with trials and challenges. Nothing in life is free.